Racing and Star Wars Ahsoka. Please welcome Ivanna Sakhno! Hello. We could probably choose, if you get a little closer, how's that?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, they can hear us.
Hi, guys.
All right, so. Hi, welcome to Ocala.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome to Florida. I have been to Florida.
Thumbs up,
Yeah, it's
baby.
my first time in Florida.
Oh, wow.
Very delighted to be here. Thank you guys so much for being so welcoming.
You picked an untraditional first-time spot for Florida, but we appreciate that.
You got horses,
Yes,
which I
we do.
do appreciate. I do
Yeah.
love it. I haven't seen any horses just yet. I've seen pictures of horses, portraits of horses, no actual physical horses, alive horses. I haven't
There's a lot of horsey imagery in the hotel, that's for sure.
seen. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what I'd like to do is I just got a couple questions of my own, and whenever I have a solo guest like yourself, my first thing is I always ask about their chosen crafts. So what drew you to wanting to become an actress?
I grew up in Ukraine, and I started doing acting quite early on. I was studying painting and sculpting for a while, for quite a few years, and when I started doing acting in Ukraine, I quite quickly realized that I wanted to explore the world of cinema outside of even my own country, and I started dreaming up of learning English, and so I started collecting my little salaries from the jobs that I was doing in Ukraine, and when I was 13, I was able to leave and go to Canada, and like, long story short, I met a wonderful group of casting directors who are now, like, they're now retired and living their best lives, but they became the reason why I'm here.
So you studied English to basically increase the chances of roles?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I knew that in order to be part of the foreign films, I would need to learn English. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. It's one thing to learn English, but it's something else to have to transpose that into acting. What were some of those early challenges like for you?
The challenges of within the language itself?
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty lucky that being 13 and being just dipped into the environment in an English-speaking country is, I guess, the most imperative part. Watching a lot of films as well, and I think more than just the language, it comes from learning about yourself and understanding yourself throughout your lifetime as much as possible, and that I guess applying the language that you speak to that understanding.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and we as Americans, we tend to forget how prolific our television is exported throughout the world, especially Europe. Most British actors will say, they ask, how do you do an American accent so well? It's like, I grew up watching Dallas.
Yeah.
Literally, a lot of British actors will say Dallas was the #1 show in the UK in the 80s and 90s. And yeah, we grew up watching it, that's why I would be an American. So anyway. So you've done a lot of fine work, but I think people really want to hear a little bit about Star Wars. So when did that blip on the radar? How did that come about?
I got an audition for an unnamed project.
Right.
I didn't know anything about it. It was just what we call like dummy sides, basically just a scene written for the audition, and it had a description of the character in it, like roughly what she would be. And once I auditioned for it and kind of like pretty quickly found out that it was for Star Wars, I got the chance to I was in France working at the time, so I got the chance to get on a call with Dave and John, who so graciously just shared their time with me and shared what the project would be as much as they could. And of course, it's like the privilege of a lifetime to be able to work with them and become part of this world. So yeah, I just auditioned.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, but this infamous secrecy involving all the Star Wars project. At what point did they finally say, okay, this is a Star Wars series this was about, and
It was kind. I mean, it was kind of my team found out. But when you speak to Dave Filoni, you kind of know that it's like what it would be about. Right? But no, they just. It was very like interestingly enough, like you would expect that you would like spend months auditioning for something, but Dave and John, I think, especially because John comes from the world of acting and he knows the experience of auditioning for something for way too long. So I believe they shared it themselves that they just decided to lead with their intuition, and I think the same happened with Natasha in her auditioning process. So I only did one audition. I didn't do a callback. I sent in the tape, and then the next time, like the next step was talking to Dave and John and accepting the part.
Filoni has always struck me as very instinctual. He just like when he sees it, he's like, yeah, that's it.
Absolutely, and yeah, both Dave and John, they lead with their heart and their mind, both. And I feel very lucky to be able to witness their greatness so close.
And there's lots of good Star Wars shows. This one particularly resonated with me because, first of all, an amazing cast. You worked with some fantastic people. First of all, I love Rosario. I've done this with her several times. I adore her. She's a hugger. I love her too. And of course, someone I did not get a chance to do this was Ray. And I envy that you had that experience with him because he seemed, everything I heard about him seemed quite wonderful.
Yeah, it's been an honor of my lifetime working with Ray and getting to know his mind and being led by him. I can't believe the luck of having a scene partner like that. He is just larger than life, and I owe everything I am as Shin, and in large part to him, to both Dave and Ray, and his presence on screen and getting to share that space together is, I think, what makes them great. I think it's Ray Stevenson who makes both of them valuable.
Rosario was the title character, but you guys...
Can you hear us still? Yeah? Okay, cool.
Rosario was the title character, but you guys kind of grabbed a lot of interest in everyone's hearts, so it's not easy to outshine that, and of course the first live action appearance of Admiral Thrawn, a character we've been waiting for decades.
And Lars Mikkelsen. Oh,
yes.
So good.
Yes, absolutely. So now I know there's a lot of green screen, blue screen stuff going on in that. What was the craziest day you had on the Star Wars set?
No, actually, there was a lot of blue and green screen, but not too much. It was the first time experiencing working on the volume, which is like a 3D rendered environment that like moves along with the movement of the camera. So it felt like you were dipped into that world, especially when you're in the ship. When I was in Shin's ship, when I was in Shin's ship, and seeing the background of where I was, it really felt like you were in that world, and it's exhilarating. Your question is the craziest part or the most memorable?
One day that just made you go, wow, I mean, good or bad?
Honestly, every single day, something that I really cherish is, like, I'm not joking when I say that Ray and I, we would constantly walk around and look at everybody, taking in everybody in their element. Because when you think of the makeup and hair department, the costume department, the great Shauna who created these costumes, they are masters of their craft. Like, they are Jedis of in the field that they're working in, and they understand not only the meaning of Star Wars, but they understand fundamentally what it stands for, and it just bleeds into everything. So being witness to that, Ray and I would just look at each other every single day. I'm not joking, and he would be just like, "Can you believe it? Can you believe we're a part of it?" And so many meaningful moments. I think the first fight with Sabine really meant a lot to us. just getting to hold lightsabers for the first time was the most, like, it was something that I will never forget. Getting to film with Ray when we're talking about his past was invaluable in many ways for the reason that the scene stands for, and also for the way Ray just saw me as an actor as well. We shared a moment that he gave me like a very simple but fundamental advice that I now carry with me at all times. He sort of became kind of like a force ghost in my life. His presence on screen placated itself into our relationship, friendship in life, and he became like a master of a fatherly figure, and I feel him lead me to this day. So that's a very long-winded answer, but it's very difficult not to.
No, it's all good, and I think for myself, the interesting thing about Star Wars, how it's presented now, it's non-linear. So I hope we can see your character again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I love her a lot.
As we all did. You have something on the horizon. I'm not going to ask you any details, but this a sequel to Megan 2.0.
Yeah, I actually flew in from New Zealand this morning.
Wow.
I arrived from the plane to this convention, so I'm very delighted to be here. But yeah.
New Zealand. Okay, that's why you told me how. Okay, yeah, New Zealand. That's a long one. No,
yeah, that's where we filmed it.
Well, the first one's fun, so hopefully we can do this again after it comes on out, and we hear some accounts on this, because the first one it came in at the right time, and horror needed a little kick in the butt, so I'm really excited for that.
Oh, thank you. I am excited for you guys to see it. It's been really fun to make, and it's a great group of people.
No, absolutely. And you've said in several interviews how you're a proponent of the Ukraine and the situation going on right now. Let me just ask you this: what would we as Americans? Is there something that we should know that maybe we're not informed of, or something like that, about what's going on right now, from your perspective?
Thank you so much for asking that question. I think that, to be honest, there is an abundance of information on the internet. I think it's, rather than knowing something additional, it's remembering that the war is still ongoing, and each day we need the world's support more and more. It's vital to us, because it doesn't get easier, and people continue to lose their homes and their lives, and children don't get to have a childhood. My father has been in and out of front lines volunteering and bringing aid for the past, it feels like forever, to be honest, since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, and it's just the reality that people live in. Being aware of it and advocating for it, if you feel called to it, it means the world to us. I can't tell you guys how invaluable just your awareness of what is going on is, and advocating it with each other. And hopefully, helping with aid is something that brings us closer to victory. And victory just means having our land back and having freedom.
Thank you so very much for that, and thank you all for your talents and your professionalism and the performances you brought, not just to Star Wars, but to all the work you've done in any language. You've really had you've been very several wonderful projects. It's an absolute pleasure to see you at work, and I'm so looking forward to what you're bringing to the table next.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys have been just a dream to meet. Thank you.
Well, we got some audience questions, so I'm going to go on out and take some of them, and let's see. Load up on these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's...
Whoever asks the first question gets 2 pieces of candy. So.
Can I have a candy? Can I steal a candy?
Yeah, help yourself. Hey, what's your name? Chad.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Give it a... All right, what you got, Chad?
All right. How many hours a day do you have to train to do all of the fight choreography for the show?
Prior to filming, if I can recall correctly, it would be around 4 hours a day, 4 to 5. It includes some stunt training and also physical training, like just to become strong enough in order to portray the characters.
That's the.
Does it have a question or?
I think that's from Disney Lucasfilm, making sure you don't say anything you're not supposed to.
That would be odd. Then there's a Darth Vader just behind you coming up to this.
Oh my god.
All right. Hey, what's your name?
Ethan,
Hi, Ethan.
I got another. Go ahead.
you mentioned several scenes that you enjoyed filming, but what was your absolute favorite scene to film for Ahsoka?
Oh my god. Saying goodbye to Balin. It felt like an eternal moment, and I only now realize why it did.
Oh, wait, hold on. I give you a red one. That's all wrong. You needed a green one. Yes.
Hey! Hi, Sippy.
Hey, what's your
How
name?
you doing?
Soleil.
What you got?
Why do you think Shin hates witches so much?
I think she questions them a lot because she doesn't know what they stand for, like the ground that they stand on. They have access to the Force in their own way, which is unknown to her, and what she, because of the side that she's leaning towards, I think, her questioning comes off as judgment. Thank you.
All right. Oh boy.
Hello. Sorry, that was a weird voice. Just a breathing.
Where do I swipe my credit? Oh, never mind. We all know who you are, but what's your question?
If you, over the past 50 years, could go back and portray any other Star Wars character as your dream, who would you swap roles with?
Wait. Sorry, ask again.
If you could swap roles with any other actress in Star Wars history and portray that character instead, who would you swap with?
That's a fun question, but so difficult for me because Shin is my everything. I think weirdly, like Princess Leia came to mind. So there's that.
Here. You get a red one and you get a blue one for old time's sake. Hi, what's your name?
Darth Small.
Hi. That's awesome.
There, take one out of the mouth. Okay, good. What you got?
Have you stolen anything from set?
Okay.
Yes.
Time out. Okay. All right. I'm going to decline that question, and I'm going to replace it. Have you found yourself in possession of anything from any production that you've worked on?
Yes, I have happened to find myself in that position. I have suddenly found myself grabbing little things from set that I'm not supposed to grab. Many different little things. I have a little collection.
Anything in particular you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, there's, I have little things, I mean, literally little rocks and leaves from set. I have quite a few leaves from the forest fight. I have little rocks from when you see Shin and Balin with Morgan, like in the first episode, walking around. I have Shin's first skirt, which was just like when we were like pondering on the material and texture, they gave it to me to try it on and then try to rehearse in it, and I just happened to not return it. So there's a few items.
They wouldn't let you keep a lightsaber?
Huh?
They wouldn't let you keep a lightsaber, Hill?
Okay, next question.
Next question! There you go, Darth Small. Hi, what's your name?
Shelby?
Hi.
Hi, I was wondering, besides sci-fi, if you could be in any movie genre, what would it be?
Oh, besides sci-fi, I would actually really love to explore comedy, and I would love to do romantic comedy. It's something that is so lighthearted, and I think would be fun to make. So I would love to experience that.
There you go. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Out of all the original movies, which is your favorite?
Empire Strikes Back.
What's your favorite?
Attack of the Clones.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, no, that's a bold move. That's my favorite of the prequels, actually. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Right on, right on. Hi, what's your name?
Ken. So in Ahsoka season 1, it seems that Balin has a bit of a hatred towards Anakin. Why is that?
You would have to ask him. Truthfully speaking, I don't think I have the agency to speak on his journey. But I look forward to you discovering, hopefully, one day why that is.
Yeah, we ever get Filoni in, you can ask him that.
Thanks.
Remember, they're actors and actresses, okay? They read what's on the
But
screen.
it's a good question, though. I
It's a
appreciate
very
it.
good question. Very good question. So. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
How did it feel first donning your robes?
Sorry, ask again.
How did it feel first donning the robes you wore for the show?
Wearing the costume. What did it feel like wearing the costume and the
costume,
robes?
Yes. It was amazing, actually. I mean, there were quite a few layers. So we have the top layer, which is the skirt, and then the vest, and then the cloak, and underneath it, I have pants.
Well,
and
let me
another
ask our cosplayer to come on over.
Oh, great! We have a shirt here.
Come on over.
Oh, you look amazing. That's awesome. So yeah, as you can see,
we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna bring her up on the stage, and you can describe it. So come on, you'll be the model. Okay. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle. Come on, everybody say hello to Danielle, our cosplay model.
I knew I should have dressed
Let's
up
get
as
some.
Shin.
All right, all right. So Danielle, it's a pretty cool. It's a pretty twinsies, all that stuff here too. So from my perspective, this is a really, really, really good and accurate one, isn't it?
it is a very, very good costume you've got over here. So as you can see, we have the top layer, and then underneath it, I would have also some pants. Yeah, very, very very accurate, and also another shirt underneath this one, and underneath that we would have like a little sweatsuit situation, like a thin layer to keep the costume safe, obviously. And to answer your question, it didn't feel too bad at all, because our costume department, they really did everything they could in order to allow us be able to move and perform the stunts. So if anything, it just felt genuinely like an honor wearing it. You look awesome. Thank you so much for being here. That's incredible. Do you need some water? Yeah. Okay. Woohoo! Hello there.
Oh wait, here, no, yeah, here you get some too. There you go. All right.
Hi. Oh, that was loud. Sorry.
It's all good. Hey, what's your name?
Levi,
Hi.
what was the hardest scene to act?
One second. The hardest one. I think the hardest one was the first one we filmed, because everybody was so nervous and it was an explored world, and it just knowing how much it meant to us to be part of it was I guess the challenging aspect. But we actually filmed the very first scene in the show on our very first day. So when you see Balin and Shin coming onto the ship and slicing a few creatures, that was the hardest one, because it was the first one.
Cool, great question.
Thank you for your question.
Hi, what's your name?
Colton.
Hi.
My question is, I was just wondering when and how you found out about the existence of Wolfren and what you and Natasha's first reactions to that was.
I found out, it feels like forever ago. It's something that Natasha and I cherish quite a bit, and our reaction is just appreciation because we've noticed the connection between Shin and Sabine and the way that they have it, and the way that the audience allows for them to have it as well while filming. So the way that you guys treat them and receive them is something that we don't take for granted. And we think you guys are cool.
Thank you, great question. Hey, what's your name?
Manuel. So one of Shin's big motivations seems to be like power and getting more of it and working with people with it. What's like the end goal there? Like being empress of everything or working for the top guy or what?
It's such a good question, and I couldn't possibly fully answer it for you. It's something that I have yet to fully discover alongside her, which I have full trust in Dave to lead me in the way that I'm supposed to be led. But I think Shin, at the moment, leads with the knowledge that she has and in the way that she's been, for lack of a better term, wired in her life. What she's surrounded by is very much her understanding of the world around her. But I think that there is a lot for her to discover. There's a lot for her to also, I believe, go through and understand for herself, not from what she has been taught. Yeah. If it makes sense. Does it make sense? Yeah? Okay.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Brian.
Hi.
All right. So my question is, no worries. When you were analyzing the character of Shin, taking in her characteristics, was there ever any quirks that you just came up on your own? You're like, she totally does this thing.
Definitely. I mean, I think that everything that she is kind of came along with creating her, and of course she has very much the stare that she does. She blinks very little, and I'm not gonna lie, there's like I kind of also built some of her parts of her characters around when she blinks. I don't know if that translates within the edit that came out in the TV show, but when you look back at it, moments when she blinks is like quite pivotal and important for her. But she's like a little creature, a little forest creature that I really adore, and she came along during the entire process of filming. It's just something that showed up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you tell that I had 3 hours of sleep? So let me tell you a story and be a little long-winded with my answers.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Ray, and no, we cannot tell that you had 3 hours of sleep. You're amazing. My question is, what was your favorite memory of filming Pacific Rim 2?
Oh my god. My favorite memory, okay, it was my first American film, like studio film that I filmed. My favorite memory was actually the people that I worked with. I worked with some fantastic kids at the time, and as well as Kaylee Spaney, who is now just killing it. You might have seen her in the new Alien movie, and I feel so proud of her because it was her first ever role in a film, and just to see her journey has been like a great joy of mine. I loved the training aspect of it. We got to travel quite a bit. We were in Australia and China filming. I was really nervous during that time. I didn't know necessarily what I was doing, and I just I cherished the relationship that I got to have with Kaylee.
Thank you. Good one. And he's back. What you got this time?
Hi.
What was your reaction when you were first handed the lightsaber?
So sorry.
What was your reaction when you first got handed the lightsaber hilt?
Wow. So it was in the training facility at the studio, and our props master called me and Sabine, Natasha, to come over to him and told us. I'm trying to remember every detail, but basically we were told to close our eyes and extend our arm, extend our hand, and he placed our lightsabers in our hands, and then as we opened our eyes, we saw them ignite for the first time. And I've spoken about it earlier before, but it did feel magical, and it felt like we truly in that moment became part of the universe. It's a gift that I'm sure that you know what it might feel like. It's just the greatest honor of my life.
So we talked about what we could about the McGann sequel. Is there anything else on the horizon you're allowed to talk about? Besides that is the last call for whatever that is.
This is your last call, guys. Anything else on the horizon?
Yeah, anything else on the horizon, any projects you're allowed to share with us?
There's
Remember, the spy drone was floating around,
there's
so
some
choose
that I'm
words
not
carefully.
allowed to, but I'm just, I just wrapped yesterday, Megan, and also I'm about to go off and do a little passion project. It's an animated film. We're going to be doing motion capture and creation. I'm working with a friend of mine, Noah Centineo, an actor, and so we're going to be doing that next week.
Outstanding. And do you have any social media platforms we can follow you on?
Yes, I might not use them often, but I do have one. I do have Instagram, which is my first and last name.
That's the safe one.
Cool.
That's the safe one. So, well, thank you so much for joining us for this time. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend with us, and do come back and see us.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Before we go though, we would love to take a picture with our amazing guest and all of you. So if everybody wants to come forward towards the stage, not on the stage, but towards the stage, we want to take a picture of our fantastic guest.